Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex Vanover and welcome back to my craft room. In this video, we are going to do another mystery box project, but don't worry, if you didn't get the mystery box, that's okay. I'm going to have everything linked in the description for you so you can purchase all these things individually. Today we are making a super cute party favor and I think you guys are really going to love it. So I'm going to give everyone a second to get on. I'm going to check and make sure I can see your comments and that you guys can hear and see me okay. And then we will get started. So as you're popping on here, make sure you let me know that you can hear me okay and see me okay. And we will get this quick little craft started here in just a second. I'm pumped for this one, guys, because sometimes these quick little easy crafts are some of the best to do because they're simple. This is a great party favor. It's so cheap, just such a fun little activity. Hey guys, 29 of you are here joining me. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, look at all those comments. Hey Ruth, welcome. Hey Kayla, I'm glad you're here. Hey Twisted Decals, how's it going? Southern California. Okay, nice to see you, Roseanne. Hey Mackie, welcome. And Josie, so many of you guys. Awesome, awesome. Oh no, YouTube is being a pain. That's annoying. I hate when it does that. I know, I was a little late today. Guys, I'm like sweating a little because I just ran downstairs. I had to go actually grab super cold water so that we can put actual water in the end and watch this cup change color. Because I was like, we can't have a color changing cup project and not watch the color change. Like, what fun would that be? But the water has to be, that's a tip for you guys when you use these cups. The water has to be super ice cold. So I literally put it in a coffee tumbler with a ton of ice and a lid to make sure it stays cold by the end of our craft. Otherwise they won't change. So there's nothing wrong with the cups. If you put something in there and it doesn't change color, it's just because it's not cold enough. So that's it. Hey, welcome Christine. I'm glad you're here. And Jessica, Audrey, Kendra, Desiree. Good, good. I'm so glad you guys are here. Oh, Mackie says, I've been in a weird rut lately, not having the creative bug. Sorry, I've been absent. Well, we missed you. I noticed that you were gone, but that's okay. We all go through those little seasons where we're struggling with our creativity. I go through them all the time, honestly, guys. If I'm being completely honest with you, happens to me. It usually doesn't happen for like an extended period of time, but for me, it's like a couple of days where even though I'm working on a lot of craft stuff and talking about a lot of craft stuff, I still don't really have the desire to create. So it happens even to me. So don't worry if that happens to you. It happens to seriously all of us. Yes. I agree, Ruth. These cups are so good. And they're like, I want to say they're $2 on 143 Vinyl's site. And everything is linked in the description. So if you got the summer party mystery box that I did with 143 a couple of months ago, you have everything in your box already ready to make this project. But if you didn't, that's totally fine. I linked everything down below. So I can drop any links for you guys that you need. Hey, Catherine, welcome. Good, good. Okay, well, this is going to be a really quick craft, like I said, so it's going to be a relatively quick live, I think, but y'all know, I get a little carried away. Who knows how long I'll really be live? Like, let's just be honest. Kendra said it's so hot here in St. Louis, Missouri. I know. It's warm here, too, and it's not super hot. It's just really humid because we're getting a lot of rain really soon, so it's just humid, and that's why I look like a poodle. I let my hair go. It's kind of natural texture. I actually braided it and let it dry so that it would kind of dry with the texture, but this is more like my natural texture because trying to straighten my hair and leave it that way this time of year is just basically pointless. So I was like, why fight it? We'll just go a little natural. Good, good. Gay Williams said, what is a good beginner's book for using Cricut? You know, I don't know of a lot of books. I know that Sweet Red Poppy has a Cricut beginner's guide, and so does Jennifer Maker. So if you learn best through reading, those are the two places I would check for a good book resource. Oh, thanks, Ruth. I'm doing something a little bit different. I just figured we'd just go comfortable today. This is I have this lounge set top and it's essentially like matching pajamas. So I have leggings on, but I also am wearing like a pajama top because that's just where I'm at. You know what I mean? And I really probably should have put my hair up because I'm a little hot. But anyways, that's beside the point. So let me send you to my overhead camera and let's get this party started. So We'll go overhead and check out this little cup. So I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Kayla Norton, you'll be proud of me. I am gonna clean my cup with alcohol before I get started. I tend to be a little bit of a rebel and I don't always clean my cups before I apply alcohol to them. I really should, I'm supposed to do that, but sometimes I break the rules, believe it or not. And I usually break the rules with this. But let me blow your mind with this tip, okay? So I'm just using 91% alcohol. It doesn't matter. If you have 70% alcohol, that's fine too. But I'm gonna clean my cup using a coffee filter, not a cotton ball. And in this case, it's not quite as important because vinyl is still gonna stick really, really well to these cups because they are smooth and shiny. But if you use something like a cotton ball or a cotton round, that can actually leave a little bit of residue behind, and coffee filters don't leave any residue behind. So get yourself, a super cheap pack. These are just like Kroger brand coffee filters that I keep in my craft room, and that's what I wipe down everything with alcohol. I actually just wiped down my scissor blades earlier today because I'd opened a bunch of boxes with them, and the blades were super sticky from all the adhesive from the tape, and I just wiped my scissor blades off with a coffee filter and some rubbing alcohol, and they're good as new. And these are my favorite scissors because they sparkle. Can you all see that in the light very well? It's not like a huge sparkle, but I'm obsessed with these scissors. So I was like, I'm not gonna retire them just yet. So I wanted to clean them up, and that actually worked great. Catherine said, I wish this cup had a lid. Yes, I agree with you. But because actually when I worked at 143, we actually tried to find a lid for this cup and we couldn't. So that's what we brought in the color changing tumblers for. So if you want a cup with a lid, I would do a color changing tumbler. And they actually have a lot of different ones now, more than what I had when I worked there, and they are great. I'm just reading your guys' comments. Sorry, I got quiet for a second. Oh yeah, and alcohol wipes work great too, Kendra. That's a great point. Yeah. Sorry guys, I was catching up on your comments. Okay, so I'm just going to wet my coffee filter a little bit with some rubbing alcohol. And it does spill a little bit more because these don't absorb as much as like a cotton pad or a cotton ball. I do tend to spill mine a little bit, but that's okay. So we'll just rub it on there, and then I'm going to use another coffee filter to wipe this up and to wipe the excess alcohol off of it. Because even though alcohol does dry fast, that was a little more than I meant to put on there. And today we are using an SVG from the SVG bundle I told you guys I would try to stick with. So it's the Summer Quotes SVG bundle from Design Bundles. And if you haven't grabbed that yet, I did link it in the description for y'all. And you can also buy the individual files if you don't want to buy the whole quote bundle. I bought the whole thing because I plan on using a lot. So yeah, that's what I did. But you don't have to do that if you don't think you're going to use a bunch of them. So that's linked in the description for you as well. All right. Oh yes, Michael did have some of those in his mystery box, didn't he, Catherine? Yeah, he did. He did have some color changing tumblers. We try to coordinate so that we don't put all the same stuff in your all's mystery boxes. That way, if you buy them every month, they don't, all seem to feel the same. So we try to be as different as we can. All right, so we are going to be using one of the quotes in there that says Summer Lovin'. So it's just a really simple 2-color design, really super easy. And I am using, I forgot my paper. Hang on guys, it's really close, I think. Or is it on my desk? Yeah, I have my paper over at my desk. But we are using from my box the color changing cup, which is clear to red. And then I'm using old gold vinyl and blue matte StarCraft HD. So those are the colors that I'm using for this project. And I'm just gonna start by weeding them. I already cut them on my Cricut maker, but any Cricut machine cuts vinyl really, really well. I just cut it on the vinyl setting, and honestly, it weeds like a dream every single time. I absolutely love StarCraft HD. By far my favorite permanent adhesive vinyl. And I really like this project because you guys know the Summer Party Mystery Box, the whole theme around it was getting stuff like you were going to have a summer party. So everything in this box could prepare you for a party if you want to have one, or it could just be, you know, a really chill celebration with your family. And where this cup fits into that is it's a really great party favor. I'm going to have to get close, y'all, because this little edge around this wave is really thin. And I looked at that when I cut it and I wondered if it would be a booger, and I was correct. So it's also good to have stab and grab tweezers nearby if you can, because they can help you do some surgery if any of your pieces get stuck. Because even though I love this vinyl and it weeds beautifully, you know, at a certain point you are pushing the limits of vinyl, and this line is definitely doing that. So it's good to have something nearby to save it in case you need some help. So look how super thin that line is. But StarCraft HD cuts it like a champ. Here, let me zoom y'all in a little so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Yes, okay, so you guys are still talking about the blank tumblers at 143 vinyl. I am obsessed with the color changing tumbler sets that 143 vinyl brought in a little more recently. They look almost identical to the Starbucks color change cups, and they have them with lines and without lines. So I have both packs of them and I love them. They are amazing. And I love the lid twists on, which is really, really nice because it's just a little bit more high quality feeling, I feel like. Yeah, and a 5-pack for $9.99 seems really, really reasonable to me. That's like $2 a cup for cost. So, and it comes with 5 cups, 5 lids, and 5 straws, which is amazing. So, in my opinion, that's like a really great value. And if you sell, your crafts, that's a great cost because you can upcharge those quite a bit, especially if your design is a little more complex. Okay, so I like to layer my stuff together before I put it on the cup. That could totally be your preference. You don't have to do it that way. I just like to be able to see what the whole design is going to look like. So that's why I prefer to do it this way. So I'm going to start with this bottom area because I need to fit the summer inside of it. It goes together like this. So first I'm just going to put the Blue Good transfer tape. I forgot to say we were using that too. That's also from the mystery box, but you can use any transfer tape that you like. And I'm going to put it toward the bottom edge of my transfer tape. Then I'll burnish it on with my squeegee. And then I'm going to peel everything up. But here's where things get a little tricky when you're layering your vinyl. So I'm going to put the summer part on top of the backing of this vinyl because I don't want to accidentally stick the vinyl in the backing to the back of my self-healing mat. So I'm going to kind of layer them like this. And then we'll try to not let the static electricity take over our design. Sometimes it kind of sucks your vinyl down before you're ready for it. And there we go. So I just laid the two down together with both backings so that it's not stuck to the table. Then we'll burnish it with a squeegee. And if you've never heard me say burnish before, then it's just like rubbing it with a squeegee. And that just activates the adhesive because adhesive vinyl is pressure sensitive, which means it gets activated when we push on it with things like a squeegee. So that's why it's important to have a good squeegee. And that's why I really like the ones from 143 because they're like a little bit flexible. So they contour really well around curved surfaces like tumblers or cups. Whereas the ones, like some of them that are a little more rigid don't work as well for curved surfaces in my opinion. So here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to blow your mind with this little trick. Like I said, I love these squeegees anyways, but they have so many great features. One of them is these two little lines here in the center because I'm going to be able to lay my cup on top of that squeegee and it's going to keep it from moving around so that I can place my decal right on top of my cup, which makes it so much easier. So I'm going to lay my cup down now that it's clean with alcohol and dried, and I'm going to peel the backing back from both of my pieces of vinyl. And then when I apply it, let me tell you what I'm doing because it happens kind of fast and it can be a little hard to see. So what I do when I apply vinyl on a curved surface is I take my finger on the sides of the transfer tape and I actually angle it kind of like the shape of a horseshoe if you're looking at it from this direction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down the center, and then I'm going to do one side and then the other. And that just allows me to focus on a little bit of the decal at a time so that I'm not trying to stick the whole thing on there at once and get it all centered and all on there without bubbles all at the same time, because that's just a lot to focus on. So I'm going to hold it on the sides like this. And sometimes I'll kind of grab the sides with my fingers too. That can make it a little bit easier. And I'm going to aim for the decal to be sort of in the middle of the cup. So something like that. So there's the center that's squished down. Then I'll let down the left side and then the right side. And like I said, that happens kind of fast. So that's why I try to explain it to y'all before I do it, so that it makes a little bit more sense to you, because there is a method to it, even though it barely looks like it. So once you burnished it on with your squeegee, then you need to remove your transfer tape. And here's a really important tip about transfer tape. When you remove it, you don't just want to pull your transfer tape back like this at this angle. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but you don't want to just pull it back at an angle like this. You actually want to pull it back at 180 degrees. And the reason for that is because if you pull up like this, you're putting a lot of stress on the film of the vinyl, and that can actually cause bubbles. So you'll just want to peel it back like this. Oh, we got a little piece of vinyl sticking up there. And go nice and slow and really like almost roll it backwards. And there you have it. Hang on, I'll give you guys another good look. I just wanted to get that off my fingers. So there's what it looks like. Like, I'm telling y'all, easiest craft ever. And I love that these cups, I will double check. I want to say they're $2 a piece, but these are great for if you're doing like, I know that school's out right now, but like a class party where you need a bunch of cups or you need a bunch of favors for a lot of kids. This is a great, really cost-effective craft because this is just a tiny little bit of vinyl. You could do a one color decal, which would be really fast to weed and cut. And then you could do these cups and they're so entertaining and so fun. Kids always love the color changing aspect. So let me catch up on your comments. Give me just a hot second. And then I will fill this up with water and show you what it looks like. Because like Ruth said, these change color really, really fast as long as your water or whatever your drink that you're putting in there is cold. But something I haven't said yet for these stadium cups is that make sure that you are using cold liquids in them. This is not made for hot cups, so don't put anything hot in there. But I just thought that was so fun. And I like the Summer Lovin' quote because it's nice in general. There's a lot of other quotes that are fun, but they're like, you know, summertime people think about like beach quotes and stuff like that, but not everyone's going to the beach this summer. So Summer Lovin', I think, applies to everyone. Okay, Kayla said yes, $2. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I think that's a pretty reasonable price for a color changing cup. So super fun. So I think what I'll do actually is I'll send you guys back to my regular camera in front of me, and then I will pour the water into the cup so you guys can see it change. So, hi, here's my face again. So I'm going to pour it over there. Ooh, yeah. Ruth said she did a color changing cup with opal vinyl recently and she loves it. I know. It's just like so pretty. And you guys, I can't tell you things, but all I'm telling you is that you just need to pay attention to the 143 Vinyl website in the next few days, because listen, there's some stuff coming that I'm shook. I'm shook, y'all, and in the best way. I'm so excited to show you guys these products. They sent us out a little preview in advance so that we could see them and play with them, and you guys are going to freak out. So just stay posted, okay? Because I'm telling you, you're going to be so excited. Oh, good question, Marina. She said, hey, Alex, what is the approximate size for the decal? So here's what the cup looks like from the front. I'll zoom y'all in just a little so you can see. So this is what it looks like from the front, and I did a 3-inch decal. 3 inches. And I usually like to go a little more on the conservative side when I'm choosing sizes, just because I never want to have to rotate my cup to read it. I want to be able to look at it from the side and see what it says. Okay, so I've got my tumbler full of ice cold water. Like I said, make sure it is icy cold before you attempt to change your colors. But guys, it works super fast. So I'll pour it in here and hopefully we don't get just ice. I'll try to let you guys see. Okay. Like, look how fast that changes. So fun. And I also chose these colors because I knew they would contrast with the clear side and the red side. So it looks like the rest of it is just ice. So I can pour some ice in there too if we want to fill it up all the way. But look how quickly that changed. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I can't take the lid off with one hand. But we'll pour the ice in there and it'll probably plop a little bit and splash. But there. And when you fill it up, look how fun that is and how bright. Like, it's so fun. So fun. And these are such a good party favor. Like, you guys, I cannot even resist. And I don't care if your party is for kids or adults because, let's be honest, adults love this stuff too, okay? Or at least I do. I can't speak for all adults. That if somebody gave me a color change cup, especially a color change tumbler, I'd be real excited about it. Real excited. Oh, you guys are having your own little conversation. Let me see what you're saying. Catherine said she made 27 cups for her kids' class, but we just used solo cups. I printed a bunch of different stickers on them to choose. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Oh, Catherine, I wish I could tell you, but now since I don't work there, I might actually get in trouble. So I'm just saying, watch the website because, woo, you guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to show y'all what they have been bringing in. It's so good. Robin said, I use color changing cups and color changing vinyl for my 2 and 7-year-olds. They love them and the cups are so easy. Yeah, like seriously. And in case you guys are newer to vinyl, what you want to think about when you're choosing projects for this kind of stuff is surfaces that are smooth and shiny. So anything that's textured, for example, like a powder coated tumbler is going to be a little more difficult to work with vinyl. The reason these cups work so great is because they have a glossy finish on them. So vinyl sticks like a dream. Another thing to keep in mind though is that these are not dishwasher safe. Anytime that you're crafting with vinyl, the product no longer becomes dishwasher safe. So if someone tells you that, I'm not saying they're lying, but I'm kind of saying they're wrong because permanent adhesive vinyl is not rated for that much consistent heat like you have in your dishwasher. Even in the top rack, you know, when your dishes are heat drying, typically that's not going to help it last as long. You will definitely come across people who say, I put my vinyl in the dishwasher and it worked great. And that may be the case and it may stick fine on one project, but on the next project it's not going to anymore. So I never recommend it to anyone. If you choose to do that, then you do you. But that's just something to keep in mind, especially with this design, with this really thin wave. That's going to be really difficult. Let me zoom you in and I'll show you. This really thin line on the wave is not going to hold up very well or very long in the dishwasher. So make sure that whoever you gift these to, if you give them as party favors, let them know that they are not dishwasher safe. Especially even on this design with like the little like rays from the sun, all these little drip marks over here. Whoops, wrong way. All these little drip marks over here next to summer, those kinds of things are really small. And because they're small, they don't have a lot of adhesive on them to support being put in the dishwasher, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, and I love that idea, Catherine. I love that when you get to like give kids an opportunity to decorate their own stuff, that's always more fun. Ruth said, my son says it's so amazing that it didn't splash when you put the ice in. Honestly, I was expecting to get soaked. So that was a little bit of magic for me too. Because I assumed that I was going to get splash everywhere. Yeah, just such a fun thing. Tammy said, I used StarCraft permanent vinyl on a glass and it peeled off. That's interesting. You know, Tammy, one possibility could be if you're like me and you're a rebel and you don't like to clean your glass beforehand, it could be because the surface was dirty. And honestly, guys, sometimes, especially these really thin lines, they just don't hold up that long. And I would love to tell you something different, but the reality is that they just don't hold up that long. So if you have a design like this one where it's got some thin pieces, I recommend doing an offset on another piece of vinyl. So let's say I did a white offset on this whole design and then put that on the cup. Vinyl is going to stick to like a bigger piece of vinyl a little bit better than it would stick directly to this cup, and that might help it. But yeah, some designs, they just don't work out. Okay, so Mod Podge, here's a whole other conversation about sealing vinyl. That's like a whole other subject. Dawn said you can epoxy over the vinyl and that will make it dishwasher safe. Dawn, I never recommend putting epoxy in the dishwasher. I definitely don't recommend that because epoxy doesn't really like water. And so when you stick it in a dishwasher, that's a lot of water and that's a lot of heat. So it's possible that it will make it through the dishwasher, but I have never recommended that anyone put anything in the dishwasher. And especially tumblers like this that are stainless steel, these guys are never dishwasher safe on their own. So if you add epoxy on top of it, that doesn't make it dishwasher safe either. Plus, for cups like this, if we're going back to like the little stadium cups, these guys were $2. The likelihood that they're going to hold up in the long term in the dishwasher is a lot less likely because let's just be honest, a cup that you get for $2 is not as high quality. So if you subject it to hot water and high heat for an extended period of time, it's probably not going to last as long. So if you want to get longevity out of it, I just recommend hand washing. Ooh, Catherine wants me to change it back out or pour it back out and see. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I kind of wonder, Tammy, if it was the thin lines. And like I said, this stuff just isn't perfect science. And I wish that I could tell you guys that it's always going to be perfect. I try to give you guys like general information that's going to work most of the time, but it just doesn't always work the same way. You know what I mean? So another question about dishwasher safe Mod Podge. So I have never tried the dishwasher safe Mod Podge myself, and here's why. Because when I put it on something like this, it is almost always going to flake off. Almost always at some point it's going to flake off, or you're going to be able to see the Mod Podge once you paint it over. I know it sounds like a good idea, but the reality is it's just going to flake off. And technically, when you look at dishwasher safe Mod Podge, I think that that's the Mod Podge that technically takes like 28 days to cure or something like that. And that's a really long time, and your girl ain't got time for that. So I've never used the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. I have always just put stuff directly on the plastic and hoped that it lasts as long as possible. So while we're on the subject of sealing vinyl and all of those kinds of nuances, let's talk about the comment that people always say, and that is that, what can I do to stop people from picking the vinyl off? Or what can I do to seal my vinyl so that people can't pick it off? Guys, and the reality is that if someone wants to pick off their vinyl, they will. I mean, there's nothing that we can do to stop it short of actually screen printing or sublimating on our surface. If people want to pick their stuff off, they're going to. So I would not worry about that or try to prevent that because it's just going to cause you more of a headache. I mean, unless you... Yeah, I really can't see a good way to do that on this type of cup. If you want to stop it so that people literally can't feel it, you can epoxy over top of it. But if I were you, I would not waste epoxy on a $2 cup. And that's just my personal little rant about it. You guys are welcome to disagree with me. It happens, you know, and we all have our own opinions. But in my experience, you're just not going to be able to prevent it. So the best way to do it is to just, you know, if you have little kids and they look at it and they start to just peel it off, I would just ask them to stop. You know what I mean? I know that sounds really cliche, but Tammy says, yes, I'm a picker. And Tammy, you're not going to be stopped. There's nothing anybody can do to stop you from picking. If that's what you feel like doing, that's what you're going to do. Oh, yes, Kayla, thank you for reminding me about that. My friend puts her cups I made with epoxy in the dishwasher and they've lasted over 3 years. Well, that's good, Tammy. I'm glad. I'm glad that it's lasted. P. Marie said, do you think that this size decal will fit on the Dollar Tree wine glasses? Yeah, I think 3 inches is, honestly, 3 inches is about what I do standard. When I'm looking at width, I do always measure just to make sure, but 3 inches is about what I do for most cups and tumblers unless they're a little bit larger. April wants to know if you can sublimate on these. I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong about that, April, but I don't think so. Mackie said, if I see it raised, I'm ripping it off. Hey, I feel it because it's like really aggravating when the vinyl is peeling off. So I get it. I get it. So just choose designs that are going to work a little bit better. Choose designs with thicker lines that ultimately are going to last you a longer time. And honestly, especially if you're making these for your own kids, since these are $2 cups, when the vinyl starts to peel off, just make another decal. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay. So, oh my gosh, there's 50 of you joining me today. Hello. Make sure you say hello in the comments if you don't normally. I would love to hear from you guys. Okay, so we'll pour the water back into the tumbler and hopefully not splash for the second time. We'll see if that happens. And then we'll talk about double trouble going on at 143 Vinyl today. So here's my tumbler. We're gonna just hope and pray that I'm a good pourer. Maybe pour a little bit of ice at a time. Oh, we did it. We did it. Ooh, and it changed back already where I was holding it. So that was fast. Let's see how long it takes to go back to its normal color. I'll show you guys the back where I was pouring the water. Marina said, super intrigued by your hints at the upcoming surprises from 143. Where do you subscribe to the text notifications? You know what? I'll have to look that up on their website, Marina, because I don't remember the phone number. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Mackie said, when Walmart changed their cups with lids, I stocked up on like 13 packs. That's awesome. Good for you. Hey, Lisa, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, and so I'm going live and doing a lot of videos right now because of my mystery box. Normally, I have a video that goes out every Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I've been doing it as a premiere so that I'm live in the comments with you guys, even if the video's not live. But July is a super fun month because I have so many videos coming out for you guys. Oh, good. So you got the summer party mystery box. Good, but haven't done anything with it yet. Hey, that's okay. I totally understand. It takes time to really get to it. And to be honest, you guys, if I didn't have a schedule with you already, it would take me a while to get to it too. So just full transparency, I do that list for you just as much as I do it for me because I need the accountability too. Chandra, hey, hello from Texas. First time here. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, you guys, we can't talk about it too much because I'm just too excited about the 143 new products, but it's crazy. We had a meeting this morning talking about some stuff that's coming up, and I'm so bummed. I'm so pumped. Let me get on 143's website and try to find the text notification number. See if I can find it on here. And I know that they're giving away a heat press if you join their text notifications. So if you haven't already, that's pretty awesome. Let's see if it's here. Okay, I found it. So I will drop my 143 Vinyl link for you guys, and you're just gonna go to the page and you can actually subscribe right on the page. So hang on just a second. So, hey Diane, welcome. I'm glad you liked it. When are they announcing the new stuff? Okay, well I can't tell you all the things, but one thing that I am really excited about is coming out this week. How's that? One thing I'm excited about. Not all of it. I can't say too much. One thing that I'm really pumped about, probably the most pumped about, is coming out this week. So. Yeah, Catherine, look, it's kind of changing back. It looks like more like pink right now, but it's going back. So it changes to the color a lot faster. That's probably been out of there about 2 minutes or so. But as soon as you touch it, it goes back. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but like as a little kid, I probably would have wrapped my hands around this to see how fast I can make it change back. Because that's just how I roll. So click the link that I just dropped, and if you want to subscribe to the text list, that's just their homepage link. Then if you go down to the bottom and you click the big subscribe now button, you can enter the area to put your phone number in, and that's how you will get subscribed to their text notifications. So I don't think that you actually text a number. I think you just enter your phone number. And you can also enter your email if you're not already on their email list too, which is really, really helpful. So we can also talk about Double Trouble today because it's exciting. So they are doing another Double Trouble sale, which means that they are duplicating 50 orders that go into their system at some point today. So if you've been thinking about ordering, I would definitely do it in case it's your lucky day. You don't have to do anything specific, but you can use Alex5 to save 5% on your whole order because there's no particular sale going on. So here's the code in the comments. You can use Alex5. It saves you 5% I can't tell you, Kevin. I can't tell you what day. I can only tell you this week. Okay, that's already Wednesday, if that tells you anything. So there you go. But what was I saying? Okay, double trouble. So if you use Alex 5, you can save 5% on your whole order, and you may get it doubled. So last time they did this, they did, I think 50 orders over $100, but this time they don't have a minimum. They don't have a minimum for the orders they're going to double. They're just going to pick 50 of them and double them, and they're not going to ship them separately. Last time I think they were doing something like testing out shipping carriers or something. So this time your order may come doubled together. It may come separate depending on the size of the order. But if I were you, I would place a pretty decent size order today in case it does get doubled. Because if you just order, 5 sheets of vinyl, that's awesome. You get 10 if they do choose you to be doubled. But I would do something a little bit more exciting, because if it got doubled, that would be extra fun. Chandra said, what time and days are your videos live? So Chandra, I have a video go live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. That's a new tutorial every week, Tuesday at 4 p.m. That's typically a premiere, which means that the video is pre-recorded, but I am live in the comments talking to you guys. These extra videos are special edition for the mystery box, but I do sometimes do extra lives too. So it's not always just for the mystery box, but that's why I'm doing so much right now in particular. Let's see. Chris said, hello, I love your mystery box, but I'm so busy at work, I haven't been able to make anything yet. I hear you, Chris. Sometimes I look at Design Space and work and try to plan things out, crafting withdrawals. I do that too. Chris, because I like to I don't know. Sometimes when I'm laying in bed, kind of winding down for the day, I like to think about the craft projects that I want to do, but I don't necessarily want to come all the way back up here and work on anything. So I will start designs if I have something in my head on Design Space with my iPad. I do it all the time. Mackie said, I was going to order, but the wife has me on a limit. Because I've got a new makeup mystery box last week. I feel you, Mackie. Listen, I know, because I have been a wild child lately. Let me tell you something. I think my husband's probably concerned, because obviously for me, the stuff I buy is a business expense, which is really, really exciting, really, really great. The color still hasn't changed all the way back yet, but we're close. It's probably been a little less than 10 minutes and it hasn't changed back yet. So pretty good with holding the color for these little cups. But I've been getting something almost every day, especially because I just placed a Jiffy Shirts order for some Sublimation shirts the other day. And the way that Jiffy works is they just want to get your order out as fast to you as they can. So I ordered a pretty sizable order, but it's come in 5 different packages. So there were 3 packages on my porch today. And my husband was like, you got some packages. And I was like, oh, thanks. It was all just one order. It looks a lot worse than it is. You guys feel me? Huh. It's not asking for my phone number. I tried updating my profile and it wasn't on there. You may have to give customer service a call. You may have to give customer service a call to see if they can help you get on the text list, because it should come up with your phone number. So that's interesting. Maggie said, I saw your $3,000 or $3 post yesterday. Yes. So I made a reel, which I ended up uploading to YouTube under the YouTube shorts. And I was going into the craft store and I was just feeling crazy. Y'all ever do that? You pull into the parking lot, and I was by myself, so I didn't have Andrew with me. I don't have kids, so I had no kids with me. And I just was getting ready to go into Hobby Lobby, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to spend $3 or $3,000. Literally, this could go either way. If I see something that I want, this could not be good. And then after that, on my Instagram story, I actually went to 2 other craft stores because I just could not get enough that day. So sometimes you just get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ruth said, I hate that Jiffy does so many packages. I know. Honestly, it kind of drives me nuts. I would rather wait a little longer and get everything in one package, especially because with Jiffy, I'm getting so many different types of shirts. And I got them for you guys. The reason I ordered them is because I want to see what different percentages of polyester look like with Sublimation ink so we can compare. So I ordered some 50% cotton, 50% poly, some 65% poly, and 35% cotton, and some 100% polyester to kind of compare them and just see what they look like so that I can make recommendations to you guys. I also got them because I know you guys are going to be looking for brands of shirts as you become as you want to start joining Sublimation. I know that you're going to be asking for my recommendations on what brands I like, and there's so many options on Jiffy. I just ordered a bunch of different things and to see what would come up, and so they're kind of coming all in different days, and I'm a little confused about it. Oh, I know. And then I agree, Kayla. I agree. The Cricut mystery boxes are killing me too because I order one every single time. In fact, you guys want to know a secret? When I see a link posted to the Cricut mystery box, I usually order my own before I share it with you guys. So real talk, I'm a little selfish about that. And I go ahead and order my box before they even come, and I actually have a acrylic shelf from Amazon on the way for all my cuties to sit on, so you know that it's becoming a serious problem. It is becoming legit. And actually, I'm getting ready to clean my craft room out a little bit and make some shifts in here because I am blessed to have so much stuff in this room, and I picked up so much over the years, and I'm not using a lot of it actively at all. So I actually think I'm going to do a yard sale of stuff that we have from our house and craft stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of here soon because I just need to make room for new stuff. Sublimation is totally taking over my craft room. My mug press is taking up a large amount of real estate with all the mugs that I bought because I went crazy the day that those came out. And then I've got my printer, and I've got different kinds of ink, and I've got different kinds of paper, and I've got so much stuff. So I'm going to be cleaning some stuff out and just making some shifts because honestly, there's no reason for me to hang on to some of this stuff, Mackie said, I don't buy the Cricut mystery box. The only one I get. I hear ya. Yeah, Marina, I can drop the link for the acrylic shelf. I haven't received it yet, so I haven't tried it, but it looked really good to me. Kayla went to Michael's looking for molds that I found at mine. I didn't find them, but you got 2 shadow boxes. There you go. Yeah, and Kayla's putting hers in a dollhouse, which will be so fun. Yeah, I just decided I want mine to stay in a shelf so I can see all the colors that I have. And I looked at a lot of different options, and I tried to get something that would give me room for more. So I ordered the large one of this. This is actually a shelf that is advertised for those Funko Pop dolls, if you guys are familiar with that. And that's what I did. Ruth said, let me know if you're getting rid of cuties. I would, Ruth, but I'm obsessed with them too, so I'm not getting rid of any cuties. I have a bunch of other stuff though. I have a bunch of jewelry blanks, and I make faux leather jewelry, but I really don't do that much with jewelry. I've got a Sizzix machine, a hand crank die cut machine with a ton of dies that I literally have never touched, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I've just got a bunch of stuff like that at some point I got excited about and bought a bunch and then kind of stopped. And some things have persevered and I've continued to craft with them. I still love faux leather, even though I don't use it all the time. You guys know I love to screen print. Obviously, I love HTV and vinyl and all that kind of stuff. But the good thing about the system I have set up behind you guys, I have all my IKEA Calyx cubes back there, is that it kind of gives me a finite amount of space. So I have one craft put in each 13 by 13 box. And when I run out of space, that's when I know I need to make an adjustment. So in a way, it's kind of a good system because it forces me to get rid of things when I don't have any more room and all of my cubes are full. So that means it's time to purge some stuff. Yeah, exactly. Jennifer said, any advice on what to do with the Cricut materials I won't use from my mystery box? Ooh, good Good question, Jennifer. So one thing that you could do is you could try out their vinyl for screen printing. You could use it as a screen printing stencil if you like to screen print, because otherwise you need permanent adhesive vinyl or removable. Removable works fine too. So that's a good, easy way that you could use up some of their vinyl. Or you could, well, you can't use it for test cuts because you need to test cut the material you're actually cutting. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of that goes through a lot of vinyl. What else do you guys do that goes through a lot of vinyl? Yeah, Tammy, I think you live nearby, right? If you want to come and see my stuff, you're welcome to come and see it. I'll let you know when it is, because I'm getting ready to, I'm trying to convince the people in my neighborhood to do like a community yard sale, because we'll probably have one either way, but I thought it would be more fun, and I thought we'd get more people in our neighborhood if more people were like if several houses were doing a yard sale all at once. So I'm going to try to do that one of the first weekends of August if you're local to the Louisville area, and I'll post about it on Facebook when I do it so that you guys know that it's coming if you live in the area. Jennifer said, how do people get rid of craft supplies you don't need anymore? So honestly, Jennifer, a yard sale is a good idea. You could definitely post it on Facebook Marketplace, because crafters in your area are definitely going to know what's up. And those are really the best ways to do it. I have sold some of my old craft supplies on eBay in the past, but that's kind of hit or miss in my opinion. So that's my plan. And plus, this is random and specific to just me, but you guys may or may not remember that last week we got a bunch of carpet in our house. We got all of our carpet replaced, which meant that we pulled a ton of stuff out of our closets, and we had to move out every room in the house, obviously, that had carpet in it so that they could install it. And we have almost a full closet of wedding gifts that we got a couple years ago that have barely been used or have never been used. And some stuff we need to hang on to, but I told my husband, I was like, we just need to get rid of a lot of this. Stuff that was really, really sweet, and even stuff that I thought that I would use, and we just have never gotten around to using it, because at this point we'll be married 4 years in August and we haven't touched it yet. So probably don't need to hang on to it anymore. So I'm going to have kind of a combined yard sale with everything that I think will be really cool. Oh, that's a great idea. Yes. Yeah, like donate to a school. If you have a school nearby that could use some of that stuff, that would be a great idea. Yeah, or a scrapbook store if you have something local, or even if you just have like a local craft store. Another really cool idea. I have never done this personally, but Allison that works at 143 Vinyl, I know she works with some kind of children's shelter or children's center downtown in Louisville that does like art therapy with kids. And so if you have, a youth program near you, maybe even a church near you that might be accepting donations, I bet there's a lot of stuff. That you could donate to them if they wanted. I would definitely check with them first, because I know that, especially with churches and schools, a lot of times people just drop stuff off to them that they may or may not be able to use. So if you can, I would check and make sure it's going to be helpful before you do that. But that might be helpful. Another place I just thought of, which is a little bit out of the box. I used to work for the Boy Scouts, and in Cincinnati at least, we had several programs that we had to have paid staff administer because we couldn't get the volunteers to help us in certain geographic areas. It just wasn't plausible. So you could potentially reach out to your local Boy Scout office even and see if they have any programs that might be able to use things like, paper, cardstock, glue, scissors, like general kid supplies. Obviously, they're not going to be interested in probably my jewelry blanks, because I only have like 1 or 2 of those. But if you have bulk amounts of supplies, you may consider, checking with your Boy Scout office or your Girl Scout office or American Heritage Girls. There's tons of organizations that I'm sure would be really helpful. Donna said, which Jiffy shirts are good for sublimation? Do I have a link? So Donna, I don't want to make any recommendations to you until I've tried them myself, but I have a bunch that I just bought to try it out on. But the short answer is that you can go to Jiffy Shirts and you can just search for polyester shirts, but make sure, so basically the way that Jiffy Shirts works is it's a big database of a bunch of shirt brands, okay? And what you want to make sure when you check the filters is that it's actually true, because I found when I was going through Jiffy and I checked the box for polyester shirts, I still got a lot in my search results that were all cotton. So when you're looking for shirts for sublimation, bare minimum, you need 50% polyester on those shirts. And I don't recommend blending with stuff like rayon or spandex, because those are going to be like more susceptible to scorching. So when you're looking for sublimation shirts, you're looking for shirts that have a bare minimum 50% polyester and are not mixed with other fabrics like rayon, spandex, etc. So I bought 50%, 65% polyester, and 100% polyester to try out and let you guys see the differences. That way you guys don't have to spend your money on them. So I don't want to give you name brands and recommendations until I've tried it for myself, but those are initially the information that you need to know. And the way that you'll check that is you just search it in Jiffy Shirts. You just, check the filters for polyester and all that kind of stuff. But when you go into each shirt listing, you'll be able to scroll down and see what the actual shirt is made of. And just before you order, double check that that's correct so that you don't get stuck with a bunch of stuff that doesn't work or you don't need. The other option that you have that I have not tried myself yet is that you can actually sublimate on other materials and use them on your shirts. So for example, you could use white glitter HTV. You can sublimate onto the glitter HTV and put that on any kind of shirt that you want, and then you're not stuck with a polyester shirt. So there are some different options when it comes to sublimation, and I am still really new to sublimation. Full disclosure, I'm still super new to it too, so I'm learning right along with you guys. And in fact, that brings me to tomorrow. So we are doing I am doing my mystery box crafts tomorrow instead of Friday because I have my first camping trip with my camper this weekend. And I'm going to be doing a sublimation craft tomorrow using the apron that you got in your mystery box. So I have two different options for that. And there's going to be a sublimation craft with it. And then I'm just going to show you regular old school HTV in case you don't have a sublimation printer or you don't want to mess with sublimation. That's totally okay. There's HTV in the box that is directly for this craft as well. So no matter how you go about it, that's all good to go. I'm actually going to be premiering that video, so it's not going to be a live, but it'll be posting tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and I will be live in the comments answering your questions, and that will be my very first sublimation video on my YouTube channel. So I'm super excited to show you guys what I made because I really like it. I think it's pretty awesome, and I think you're going to like it too. So hopefully we can learn together and it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, Ruth, that's cool. Okay, guys, sorry. I'm just talking to you out of context. She loves the Night Sky Infusible ink used on white glitter. That's cool. So Ruth used an infusible ink, which is Cricut brand, basically sublimation paper, essentially. And she sublimated onto white glitter and then put it on a shirt. That's so cool. Yeah, and infusible ink is another option too. So if you see my design tomorrow and you decide that you want to do something similar to it, you can also use infusible ink on polyester blanks because you need high polyester content in order to use infusible ink as well. So if you have infusible ink and you want to use that on your apron, you can do that too. The minimum to get free shipping at Jiffy, is it $100? I always do the one I always get free shipping. I just order enough that I always get free shipping because I don't order that often. I think, let me look. So you get a bulk, no, I'm lying to you. I was way off. So you get a bulk discount at $80. So if you order at least $80 worth of shirts, you get a little discount, but you get free shipping at $59. $59. I was totally wrong when I said 100. My orders are usually about $100 because I literally order like every 6 months at the most. I don't order that often, so I always order plenty of stuff. Yeah, and they do ship super fast. Like I said, they ship in a bunch of different packages, so you get it as fast as you can, but it does ship super fast, which is great. So if you need it for a project pretty soon, you're in good shape. Yeah, you guys were right. $59 for free shipping, which is pretty reasonable considering the fact that you're basically getting your shirts at like wholesale prices. That's pretty cool. So, all right, guys. Well, do you have any other questions for me? At this point, we've finished the craft a long time ago, and our cup is back to totally normal. So it's looking super cute. Stick it closer to the camera so you guys can see. I cannot seem to spin it the right way. There we go. So that's what it looks like. It says Summer Lovin'. Super cute. If y'all don't have anything else for me, I think I might hop off here soon. And I promise I will have more sublimation information coming at you. When I can figure it out and I can say that it's tried and true, I will pass it along to you. But you guys know that's just kind of how I operate. I like to know the answers before I start teaching you about them, because I just think it makes it a little more reputable. If I make sure that in my own experience it works. Now everyone's experience is going to be different, but yeah, I just try to make sure that I know what I'm talking about before I bring it to you guys. And I don't know everything. I don't know everything about anything, really. But I just try to be well informed before I bring you guys the latest scoop. So if that's all you guys have, then yeah, I'm going to jump off here. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. All the hearts, and join me tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for our sublimation craft. Oh, one more thing, and then I promise I'll go. So the sublimation craft is what's going to premiere at 4 o'clock. And then at some point tomorrow, I will also post the HTV video. So I separated them into 2 different pre-recorded videos since they're 2 totally different topics, but both will be going live on my channel sometime tomorrow. So if you want to get started on your grill apron, you'll have time for that.